you knew your life had a mission attached to it, would you live differently? Let me show you why you were never an accident. Because there's a moment in every person's life when they ask quietly, why am I here? What is the reason for my existence? There has to be more to life than this. And everything changes after that moment. Every detail has been whispered, purpose, even the ones you ignored. Welcome to the People Builder. Here, we don't just live life, we build it one decision at a time. We are here to inspire you until you become an inspiration to your world. Your life is not an accident. Every detail has been whispering purpose, even the ones you ignore. Let me show you something through a story. The puzzle piece. A young boy was sat on the floor trying to complete a giant puzzle. He had hundreds of pieces spread out, but one small piece kept bothering him. It looked strange. The colors didn't match anything. The shapes felt odd. He tried to fit it everywhere. Left, right, bottom, center, top. It didn't make sense. In frustration, he almost threw it away. But his grandmother stopped him and said, if you throw away one piece, the entire picture remains incomplete. Hours later, when the puzzle was almost done, he finally saw it. Yes, the odd piece, the strange one. It was the centerpiece, the one that held two major sections of the puzzle together. The piece that didn't make sense on its own suddenly made everything make sense. And she told him, people are like the puzzle piece. You may not always understand why you are shaped the way you are, but there's a place where only you can fit in. You were not born by an accident. You were not placed here on earth by chance. There's an intention behind your existence. There is a reason why God created you. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident. The question is not, do I have a purpose? Because virtually everybody in the world has a purpose. You were here for a reason. The real question is, will I choose to live intentionally? Because purpose is not something you find outside of yourself. It is something you uncover from within. And it shows up in what pulls your attention, what sparks your curiosity, what you cannot ignore, and what feels natural even when it's hard. What pains you to see wrong in the world, and what feels natural even when it is hard. Purpose is not always loud. Sometimes it whispers, and it shows up as a quiet pull towards something meaningful. Purpose strengthens with discipline. When you know who you are, you recognize what is for you. When you build discipline, you gain the strength to work on what is for you. Purpose is your direction. Purpose is your reason. Purpose is your why. Without purpose, life feels heavy, repetitive, confusing. Because without direction, even progress feels empty. But when your life aligns with your purpose, even challenges become meaningful. Purpose is the very reason for your existence. You are here on earth for a reason. Purpose is that very essence of your life. You are not an accident. Rather, you are an assignment. You were built with intention, crafted to do what only you can. There is no one else like you in the world. That should make you walk with chin up. You don't have to know your full purpose today. That is not the assignment. The path is revealed as you move. Purpose is discovered through paying attention to your gifts, serving where you are showing up consistently, and listening to what your spirit keeps returning to. And if you are asking, how do I find purpose? To discover purpose, you start by listening, not to noise, but to your own heart. Ask yourself, what problem breaks your heart? Because purpose is often hidden in pain. What could I still do even when no one clapped? What do people naturally come to you for? That is the sign of your gift. What could you talk about for hours without getting tired? That's passion, pointing towards a direction. What could you do for free without getting paid and still enjoy doing it? That's alignment. What keeps returning to your spirit even when you try to ignore it? That's the direction of your purpose. Purpose is never about being seen. It's about being useful. It's about doing what you were built to do even when no one notices. You can't live a fulfilled life if you don't know your purpose here on earth. You can't live a satisfied life if you don't know the reason for your existence. That is why sometimes success feels hollow when purpose is missing. Connaître ta raison d'être, according to the French people. Know the reason for your existence. Because when you live on purpose, you stop running in circles and you start walking in destiny. Purpose is like a puzzle. Everyone comes into this world holding one piece. That piece may look small. It may look ordinary, may not make sense at all. But here is the truth. Without your piece, the picture is not complete. Without your contribution, something remains missing in the world. Your life is not random. You are a piece that was designed to fit somewhere. Now, imagine a child sitting on the floor with 1,000 pieces puzzle. At first, all the pieces look scattered, confusing, unrelated, not making sense. But the child doesn't throw the puzzle away. They pick one piece, then another, and slowly something begins to form. That is how purpose works. In the beginning, your life looks like a scattered piece. Your interest, your weakness, your gifts, your mistakes, your pain, your experiences. None of them make sense alone. But when you place them together over time, and you start seeing the picture you were meant to build, and that is the most powerful part. The child doesn't know what the full picture looks like, but they keep placing peaks. They keep trusting the process. That is how purpose unfolds, piece by piece.